Hi, Paul, Find My Footwear here, and today we're looking at a range of shoes from Brooks, one of the most popular running specialty footwear manufacturers around. We're looking at trail shoes specifically. So Brooks have four main shoes in their trail lineup, and they are the Divide. This is in no particular order, but they do take on a bit of a theme. So you've got the Divide, which is, I guess, the entry-level model. Then you've got the Catamount, more of a racer type trail shoe. The Cascadia, a more technical trail shoe, and the Caldera, which is the ultra trail shoe. So let's have a look at them in order, pick out some of the specific details about them, and I'll give you my thoughts on each of these trail shoes from Brooks. First up is the Divide 5. This one weighs in at 10.2 ounces in the men's, 8.9 ounces in the ladies. That's about 290 and 250 grams. So this one is your mid-level cushion shoe. It's got a stack of 24mm in the heel, 16mm in the forefoot, gives it an 8mm drop. And this particular shoe, I would say it's a great entry-level trail shoe. It's a kind of go-anywhere shoe. It's not for the most technical of trails. It's not got the most aggressive of outsoles. But what it does do is provide a great value option for a variety of surfaces, perhaps for the occasional runner on the trails as a second shoe option, so you do most of your runs on the road, a couple of times a week on the trail, then it's a great versatile option. This particular one that I've got in my hand is the Gore-Tex option as well, and in terms of price point, in the UK at £120, it's a very good option. You're getting a trail shoe with Gore-Tex, so waterproof, at £120, so very good value. I like the cushion in this shoe. It's not a massive stack shoe, but on technical on trails rather, not the most technical trails, sorry, on trails where the ground's a little bit uneven, you get a nice combination of grip and cushioning without it being too high stack, so reducing the chance of going over on your foot. But you've got some protection features. You've got the rubber overlays around the heel into the midfoot. You've got a little bit of protection as well. It's a closely knitted upper, so that keeps a lot of the grit out, Gore-Tex, so it's gusseted in to about here. So, you know, standing 2 inches of water, you're absolutely fine. Rubber bump on the toe, stronger on the toe here for kicking rocks and tree roots and the like. So, all-round protection, nice, relatively lightweight, easy-going shoe, very flexible really for a trail shoe. I guess it's based on a Ghost from a couple of seasons ago. It's not got a nitrogen infused foam. It's a compression molded EVA based material, but great all-rounder. So that is the Divide 5, fits true to size. Okay. And a word about fit on trail shoes in general. So let's say you are a 10 in a road shoe from Brooks. I would always suggest going up an extra half, okay, or a shoe that's got at least a finger's width at the end of your longest toe. In a road shoe, a nice soft fabric upper has got a little bit of give in it. In a trail shoe, not so. Rubber reinforced bumper for protection and durability on the trails. If you're coming down a long descent and your foot slides forward in the shoe, you're going to bash your toenails. So give yourself an extra little bit of space. Okay. And this, I suppose, is Brooks' most popular and well-known trail shoe. It's the Cascadia, and this is the 18th generation of that particular shoe. So built for more technical trails, firmer ground, rocky ground, you have got a stone guard in there, which is a very thin sheet of plastic, if you like. They call it a rock shield, a ballistic rock shield. So it's between the, well, it's towards the bottom of the midsole cushioning, so a very thin plastic sheet. It acts to provide a little bit of lateral stability in the shoe and a little bit of a similar thing as a toe off, a bit of energy return type thing, but most of all it stops sharp rocks penetrating the midsole. You have got a thicker stack here. It isn't nitrogen injected on this particular model. Wait for that one moment. But basically it's a ramped up version. So let's have a look at some of the stats on this one. Caldera 18, it's got more cushioning. It's 33mm in the heel, 25 in the forefoot. With that comes a little bit of extra weight, but 315 grams or 11 ounces for the men's and 280 grams, 9.9 ounces for the women's. So it's not a massively or a particularly heavy shoe. It's £135 in the UK and $140 in the US. So still reasonably priced. And like I say, it's a mid-level cushioning. It's the DNA Loft V2 foam. So it's the kind of foam that was used, like again, on previous versions of the Ghost shoe. It is for more demanding trails, shall we say. So if you want a little bit more protection, a little bit more cushioning, and a little bit more grip, then the Cascadia is the one to go for. So this, is the most popular shoe, and most people, this will serve all your trail needs. Available in width fittings as well. Again, if it's true to size, just be cautious. A thicker, more reinforced bump on the toe, so lots of protection around the shoe. Nice thick, a little bit plush as well on this one, so you're getting more cushioning, more of a plush fit around the Achilles and ankle collar. So you're just getting a little bit more for your money, but it's still a reasonably priced trail shoe. Okay, so we've had the Divide for an entry-level kind of shoe, occasional. The Cascadia if you want a bit more for trail, more regular trail runner. And then we go to the Caldera. Now the Caldera is a nitrogen injected foam, so this is very similar to last year's Glycerin, the Glycerin 21. It has got a broader footprint, wider base to the shoe, sidewalls, adds a little bit of stability. Your foot sits into the midsole, keeps it very stable on the trails, but it is just probably the most cushioned, I think, trail shoe around, because it's not, it's the book's nitrogen injected foam isn't super soft, but it is still responsive and very durable, and it's very stable. So putting it into a trail shoe like this with the broader base and the sidewalls keeps the foot supported, and it does a good job of providing a nice energized, energy return type responsive ride on the trails. Let's have a look at some of the stats on this one. Weighs in bang on 300 grams for men, 266 grams for women. That's 10.6 ounces or 9.4 for the women's shoe. Nice high stack here, 39mm in the heel, 33 in the forefoot, giving it a 6mm drop. That works well on the trail shoes, I think, particularly in this shoe, which is kind of more designed for ultra and longer trail running and racing. You have got a slightly lower drop in this shoe, but if you are going longer on the trails, you're more likely to be striking a little bit mid-foot, plantar-flexing the foot a little bit, kind of anticipating the trails and the ups and downs and the lumps and bumps. So the slightly lower drop isn't an issue, don't be concerned about that. Again, it's a kind of the premium model, if you like, in terms of the trail offering. It comes in at same price certainly in the UK as the comes in just £5 more in the UK and $10 more in the US at £140, $150. And yeah, it's as an ultra shoe, the fit's a little bit roomier, got a little bit more volume, so if you're doing longer distances and your feet were tending to swell, that will accommodate that. But very well made shoe, very plush riding trail shoe, and certainly in my store it surprises a lot of people when they go to this shoe for a trail option, the amount of soft plushness and cushioning that you can get in a trail model. So yeah, the Caldera is a very nice option for longer distance on the trails. And the final shoe is the Brooks Catamount 4. Now this one is for faster paced trail running. It's a trail racer, if you like. Now a lot of people will wear the same trail shoe for training and racing. This one is essentially Brooks' ultra stripped down version of that Caldera. It has got the DNA nitrogen infused foam in it, but it has got the DNA flash. So this is the same material that was used in the Hyperion originally. or last year's Hyperion. So it's a little bit softer, it's much more responsive, and it does give it a racer-like feel. We have got the Skyvolt in there, which again is a nylon plate. It will act as a stone guard to some extent, but its kind of place in this particular model is to give it some of that carbon plated or nylon plated toe off and response. Now that's only going to really come into its own on firmer trails, and I guess as a trail racer this is for firmer ground. The outsole is a bit of an all-rounder, but it's not going to tackle mud. But I think here in the UK we're going to be experiencing more mud than perhaps Europe and the US. But for gravel paths, forest trails and that type of trail, then this is a very versatile type of outsole. I don't go on too harsh a terrain, I must admit, when it comes to trail. I do like trail running, and I run on the trails a couple of times a week, minimum. But I don't go off-piste, as it were. I'm not on rough moorland. I'm sticking to the paths, and no issues for me with this shoe. I'll give you some of the stats on the Catamount. It weighs in, it's the lightest of Brooks trail shoes, 270 grams for the men, 240 for the women. That's 9.5 ounces in the men's and 8.5 ounces in the women's version. Like I say, it's mid to high level cushioning. It is the nitrogen infused DNA flash foam, and it's 34 millimeters in the heel, 28 in the forefoot, so a 6mm drop. Price is £160 or $170. So in this category of shoe, kind of a super shoe for the trails, it is very competitively priced. And if you're a fan of the Hyperion, then and you want to run trails, this is a good option for you. If you're running a little bit faster, firm, mixed terrain, then the Catamount is a very nice option. It's a little bit slimmer fit, a bit closer, much more based on a road racing shoe kind of fit, I would suggest. But that's it. There's a Brooks trail shoe for anybody and everybody, wherever you may venture, whether it's light trails, you want Gore-Tex, with fittings, a variety of cushioning, or even ultra races, then there's something there to choose from. Which is your favourite trail shoe? Which is your favourite Brooks trail shoe? Comment below. Do like, comment, and share the video. And if you have any questions, again, pop them down below, and I will always do my best to answer those for you. Please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you again very soon.